I do want to give a trigger warning at the very beginning of this video. We will be talking about mental illness, and I know that topic is triggering for a lot of people during a lot of different scenarios and situations for different reasons. I understand. I don't want to trigger anybody. I do have so many more videos that are more lighthearted you could go watch. I appreciate your support and you clicking on this video, but again, I don't want to trigger anybody's mental health. Christine's husband, David, recently opened up on the most recent episode of Sister Wives. He opened up about his feelings and his mental state after dealing with the loss of his own wife, his ex-wife, his kid's mother. She passed away. She took her own life. So David has been through this to a certain extent, and he's still got a lot of raw and real emotions. Us Weekly exclusively reports David Woolley recalls his first wife's death by suicide in rare Sister Wives moment. Christine Brown's husband, David Woolley, pulled back the curtain on his first marriage and shared details of his wife's death on the latest episode of Sister Wives. I blame myself, David told Christine during the Sunday, May 11th episode of the series, as they had a heart-to-heart about Janelle and Cody Brown's son Garrison's passing by suicide. While David noted that he didn't know Garrison well prior to his passing, he understood the feeling of loss that Christine and her family were experiencing because his first wife died in a similar manner. My wife, my kid's mother, she took her life, David shared, referring to his 8 children. One of the hardest things I've ever done was to tell my kids that their mother wasn't coming home. David, who was married for 20 years before his spouse passed in 2012, remembered asking his sister, "What do I do?" When he learned his wife was gone, she's like, "You need to tell them," and I told them, he said before getting choked up on camera. It was the hardest thing, crying, realizing that she wasn't coming back. David confessed, "I felt like I let my kids down," noting that it's been more than 10 years and he still gets emotional. Their mom was really special. "I've seen enough of David's home videos to know," Christine told the cameras. She loved her kids, and there's so many happy moments and happy memories. I'm glad they have the home videos of them so they remember, because I think without those, I think they forget because it's so sad. Christine and David met online after she and Cody split in November of 2021, following more than 20 years of marriage. Christine and Cody share 6 children, and she is a bonus mom for their plural family, which includes 18 kids in total. Well, she don't share a relationship with Robin's kids because we already assume why. I guess we can't say why because we're not Robin, but we can all pretty much assume why Christine's not close to Robin's kids. Robin. But anyway. David, meanwhile, formally introduced himself to Sister Wives fans via social media in July of 2023 after he proposed to Christine that April. "I was married to their mother for 20 years when depression got a hold of her," David wrote via Instagram at the time, sharing photos of his 8 children and 10 grandchildren. "So I have been a single dad for 11 years. Yes, I dated since then, but never went anywhere. I'm really excited to be with Christine. The future is really bright." David and Christine tied the knot in October of 2023, and Garrison was one of the Brown children in attendance. "I'm so glad he came to our wedding," Christine said during Sunday's episode, revealing that since Garrison's passing, nothing's the same. She got emotional, thinking about how much Garrison will miss out with their family moving forward. "I'm never going to be a grandma to his kids. Never," Christine said through tears. She and Janelle are still close and remain in each other's kids' lives. While Christine and David were somber most of the conversation, there were some levity when they revealed the reasoning behind a tree planted in the yard in Garrison's honor. Sedona Midnight is the tree that we planted for Garrison on his birthday, Christine explained, noting the moniker is because of a funny thing he once said. Sedona Midnight would have been Garrison's stripper name if he decided to be a stripper. He took a picture of Sedona, and then those were his comments about it. The flowering Louisa tree is a willow tree that will always be at their house in case they need to talk about Garrison. While Garrison passed in March of 2024, his death wasn't covered on Sister Wives until last week's episode. This week's episode was filmed within the weeks and months after his passing as the family prepared to bury him in Wyoming. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Call or text 988 or chat at the 988lifeline.org.